United Kingdom Overseas Territories Association has been really important in bringing the territories together. We work with all the representatives in the UK. We have a lot of common issues and a lot of issues that are particular just to one territory. But it's a really good network to make sure that we maintain the profile of the territories high up on HMG's agenda.
The theme of today was all about identity, and what we wanted to do this morning was to talk about storytelling, narrative, and how that relates to identity. And as geographers, we're really interested in the way that the world gets written about, how it is written and how it is inscribed into all of us in different kinds of ways.
I think it's really great that UKOTA are doing these conferences. It's the only time that we can get all of the Overseas Territory students together in one place, have them learn about each other and their territories.
The conference has been very interesting to highlight all the different territories that you often forget, that you feel that you're alone in the UK, I'd say, and now we're drawing together and I can see all the similarities with all our cultures, and it's just interesting to see other people's perspectives on what is really important with all the overseas territories as well.
To tell you a little bit about my talk today, what I wanted to do was to draw on my own experiences in my field of research and link it to the overseas territories, and to try to think about the marine habitats in particular and how important they are to these island places. So I work in the marine environment, and there's so much there that's really very, very important in terms of protecting the livelihoods of the people that live on the islands and also protecting the coastlines.
For me, the conference is going really, really well. I came to the second UKOTA conference in Greenwich last year, where we started to touch on identity. So to be able to come to the third conference where identity is front and centre is really exciting for me. It's allowing me to explore my own feelings of being a British Overseas Territory citizen and how that translates to my life in the UK, but also the experiences that my fellow OT citizens have. And to have all of us young people here together is great.
So I think it's important to the Natural History Museum because our role, our mission is to try and engage people with natural history and to try and challenge the way people think about biodiversity in the natural world, the past, the present and also the future. And the conference today was about identity. And I think that the natural world is such an important part of our identity, so it fitted in incredibly well. And the UK Overseas Territories are such a rich source of biodiversity.
For the breakout sessions, essentially what I wanted the students to do is to be able to kind of tap into what it means for them to be from the country that they're from. And I did this by getting them to kind of engage with fabrics and with feelings and emotions.
I know finding someone who is really authentic to people of the overseas territories as a speaker was important, and to be able to spend time with Jawara and have a workshop with him, looking at how we express our identity through garments, how we drape clothes, and listening to other people from the territories talk about why they chose their fabrics. Some people chose colours because they're the colours of their territory. One girl from the Falklands is named after a plant. She picked colours of that plant. I spent a lot of time working with wool because the Falklands is historically a wool-growing country. So how we're all translating our identity into these varied fabrics, apropos of nothing.
The film festival part of the conference was actually very interesting and also thought-invoking, just because the different video clips showed different perspectives of the different overseas territories. It was actually quite interesting to see the overseas territories through the lens of people that were actually from there, and that ignited a series of interesting conversations.
I enjoyed the films from all the different islands. It really showed how diverse the territories are across the board, and it kind of makes me think about how similar we are.
So the film festival element was actually one of my favorite parts, as the Cayman film really brought out like the Cayman. It was perfect. It hit everything on the nail with Cayman kind. And also he mentioned lobster season and conch season, which is my personal favorite season. I'm sad that I'm missing it. But overall, it was really good as it showed not just our island, but other islands and how their geographical location is and also the people there. So it really made me have a good idea of like the other islands and how they are and their identities as well.
I didn't know much about the other overseas territories, so it was quite fascinating to learn about the others. I also would love to have met other overseas territories, which I did. I met met a member from Falkland Islands, Cayman Islands, and the Turks and Caicos, which was fantastic. Lifelong friends. And I would definitely return to the conference.
The conference is important for UKOTA because it brings all the territories together. The students are the future leaders of the territories. They come together, they meet, they chat about their territories, they learn more about the other territories. It gives an opportunity to represent their island as well, their territory. And I think it's really important to come together because in the future we'll be working together on the same platform, and I think it's important that we develop those closer relationships.